Hey, good morning, y'all. What's going on? Man, I'm over here in Dallas. No, I'm in DeSoto, Texas. Not too far from Dallas, not too far from Fort Worth. Delivered a load from the house. I picked this load up in out there on the border, near the border in Otay Mesa, California, and it was coming down to Texas. Good paying load, good cents per mile, or it hit my cents per mile that I needed to be hit. And it's good. So I'm chilling right now. I got the truck washed yesterday. She looked good. She clean. That ain't what this video is about. This video is about knowing your numbers, knowing that cents per mile that you need to make in order to be profitable out here, in order to be successful out here, and in order to keep your truck so you don't have to turn it in, mess up your credit. So we're gonna talk about it. I know a lot of y'all like, man, why you got a Gildner hat on? I got the Gildner hat on because, one, they did me well, man. Gildner helped me get into this truck. The money I made helped me buy my truck. Also, man, they're a good company. I enjoy working for Gildner, and without a shadow of a doubt, I would definitely go back. The only reason I probably left, I wanted to come back to Landstar, definitely, but I would have stayed with Gildner if they had like a load board that I can look at myself and pick loads, and if they would have allowed me to bring this year model truck onto the company. Now, I was told there's two divisions at Gildner. There's Gildner Incorporated, and then there's Gildner's brokerage division, GLS. I heard GLS would allow me to bring this truck over there, and that's what the dispatcher, the DM manager, who's over our DMs, he told me, give him a call. I'll vouch for you, man. He said, you want to take that truck over there and run over there, you can do it. But anyway, but this I'll do another video about that. But this video is about knowing your numbers, man. I'm gonna tell y'all, this right here, to me, man, this is the stepping stone. This is the make it or break it. This is you better have this in order. You better know what you're doing before you go out there, lease, before you go buy a truck. You better know your numbers. And you know, let me say something real quick. Stop listening to people when they talk about if it don't pay $2 a mile, I ain't gonna take it. Stop listening to that. You know, I'm gonna tell you what, that's bogus, man. When people give you information, people have a tendency to give you tidbits of information just to fill in the blank, just to feed your hunger. You know, they give you a little bit, and that because that's what you want to hear. So you be like, oh man, they know, man, they know. Nah, man, another thing. If you can't spell that joker out for me from A to Z, if you can't answer my questions, if I can't text you or call you and ask you a question, if you ain't filling my head up with a whole bunch of knowledge when I only ask for this much of information, I don't even want to know. Today, there are so many drivers out there who losing their truck, and they doing it solely based on what somebody told them. Man, yeah, man, you go over here, man, you run for this company, man, they pay well, man. You know, reefer pays good, man. They reefer division keep you moving, man. They loads be like $38, $48, $5,000, man. They have big loads. Okay. You don't need to know your numbers, man, and you ready to run up on over there and go and put your truck onto their fleet. Go lease your truck onto them, or go and lease a truck through them. And then all of a sudden, you get to rolling. Problem number one, stop looking at the gross amount number, okay? Your DM or your fleet manager, whoever gonna call you and be like, hey, you know what? I got a load, man, that's going from Cali to Detroit, Michigan. They might be like, oh, man, it's paying $4,200. All right, okay, cool, man, that sounds pretty good. You go run that load solely based on the dollar amount. Can't run no load solely based on the dollar amount. Someone tell you that load is going over 2,200, 2,300 miles, and it's paying $4,000. You get these loads and they be paying all this money. You paying attention to the dollars, and you like, oh yeah, you know, it's paying this amount of money. That's cool. I'm gonna run that load. Guess this? You go run that load. You look at that load. It's paying you $4,000 some odd dollars. Next thing you know, you're doing these many miles, and you don't get all that money. You don't have your own MC number. You leased onto a company, so you're making a 65%, 72%, 70%, 80%. You making percentages of that gross amount, right? But you don't sit back. You might sit back and be like, okay, what's my percentage? Hold on, so let me get my calculator. You go run that load, then all of a sudden you do it again. You do another long haul load, and it pays a little less. You like, hey man, you know, that's 3,800, you know, whatever. I'm going this far. That's good money, man. That's good money. All of a sudden you get your check back, and you got a check for $1,250. You like, what? I'm gonna tell you why. Because you don't know your cents per mile. You don't know the number that you need to make in order to be profitable out here in your truck. A lot of guys, man, they sit back and they run these trucks, man. They go lease a truck, they go purchase a truck, and they don't have the slightest clue, man, about knowing their cents per mile or knowing their numbers. They just get out here and just run it, and they pay attention to only one number, that gross amount. That 4,000, that 3,000, that 38, that 52, that 5,000, and they be like, man, that's a lot of money, man. Clearly, my truck don't take that much fuel, man. That ain't how you calculate it. My truck is good, man. You know, my payment is this high, is this amount. That's more enough money to make my payment, man. That ain't how you calculate it. This how you calculate it. In order to get your cents per mile or to know your numbers, you got to know your expenses. You got to know your expenses at home. You got to know your expenses with your truck note. You got to know your expenses with your fixed costs, and your expenses with your maintenance, and your expenses with your fuel. All right? You got to know all them numbers. You got to know all that stuff. Because guess what? Just because you see that big number don't mean it's going to cover everything. All right? I broke this down, man. Let me show y'all something real quick. All right, I hope y'all can see this, right? Y'all see that $3,800 up there? That $3,800 represents the gross amount of a load, right? You're like, okay, $3,800. And then let's say that load pays 65% of the load amount, right? You see that right there, that $3,850 times 65%. And what you gonna bring home, and this is before fuel is taken out, this is before anything, is that $2,502.50. Mind you, out of that $2,502.50, at the end of that pay week, all your settlements, all your deductions, everything from the trucking company, your fixed cost is going to come out of that and the other loads that you run. Okay? So, we got that part established. You look down here, you see $2,502.50 times 1,950 miles. That gives you a cents per mile of $1.28. See what I mean when I say you got to know your numbers before you go and grab a load? You have to do this on every load that you take. Not just on one. You got to do it on every load that you take. And that $1.28 a mile don't mean the hill of beans if you don't know what your cents per mile is. At the very bottom line there, you see $2,502.50 divided by 1,325 miles. It comes out to $1.88 or $1.89 per mile. That is good. That's good for me. That's good. That's probably good for you too. If you know your cents per mile, you gotta know your cents per mile on every load. You gotta calculate on every load before you take a load. Because guess what? If you ran numbers like this right here, and let's say that thing was going 2,250 miles, and your cents per mile came up to $1.08 or something like that, but you don't know your cents per mile, you'll take that load and be like, hey, that's a good paying load. It pays high based on this number right here. And then you be so wrong. And then you sit back and you say, okay, well, man, let me stop for a second. Let me run my numbers. Let me look at my numbers. Hey, that don't pay me enough, man, to run that load. Then you go back to your DM and you say, hey, I can't take that load. That load don't pay enough. It's not going to allow me to meet my expenses. It's not going to allow me to meet my bottom line. You got anything else that pays a little bit more or something like that pays that amount but going a little shorter distance. Then all of a sudden they see you something else, it's going shorter distance, and let's say your cents per mile is $1.25. Guess what? That $1.28 might work for you. But at least you understand what I'm talking about. You have to know your expenses on every load. All right, I'm back. may be talking a little fast, or I may be sounding a little frustrated. And in a way I kind of am, man. I hate this stuff, man, because guys and girls, man, they come out here and they be trying to do so good, and they be trying to do what they need to do to take care of their family, and they listen to people, man, and people steering other people who don't know, who failing. You trusting them to give you good information, and they steering you in the wrong direction, taking you down the same path that they failed on, because guess what? They don't know their numbers. If you don't know your numbers, man, it's so big. It's huge. It's so huge. You know your bottom line. You know your expenses. You know your number. You know what cents per mile you need to make before you take a load. And when you exceed that, anything above the cents per mile that you need to make is pure profit. Pure profit to your business, to your home. That's pure profit, man. That's profit. That's how I got this truck. That's how I got this truck. When I was with Gildner, they sent me a load. I said, okay, send me the rate confirmation. Show me the numbers, and I'll get back at you. They was like, okay. They were like, it pay good, man. It pay good, man. You might as well go on and take it. No. Send me the numbers. I'll look at it, and I'll get back to you in a second. They be like, all right, it's on its way. Bam. They email it to me. I get it. Get my paper. Get my calculator. Grab my phone real quick. Write down the numbers. Nah, they don't pay enough. So I send them back a little mess on the Qualcomm real quick. Hey, I can't take that load. Can you give me another load that pays a little bit better? They'll send back. They'll give me a call. Hey, why you want to take this load? Blah, blah, blah. It paid, blah, blah. No, it don't pay enough for me. It might pay enough for y'all, but it don't pay enough for me. It's not allowing me to meet my cents per mile. So as time passed, Gildner, they were like, when I say, hey, send me the numbers so I can look at them. The numbers always were up there. And when I got my paychecks every 2 weeks, I was able to put the money I needed to put into the house, and I was able to put the big amount of money I needed to put into the business bank account to save in order to get this truck. I ran loads that tallied to be anywhere between $1.58 a mile to $2.25, $3 and $5 on short loads. I ran loads like that. If you don't know your dollar per mile number, you could potentially be out here working for free. You could potentially be out here running for nothing. This your boy, man, Willie D. For each one, teach one. If God be for you, who can be against you? Nobody, y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.